Hello, hello, my name is Graham Solus, and today will be the second episode of the, Rewriting Common Warrior Cats AUs series that I started like a month ago and haven't continued because writing this video was hell on earth. Like, I haven't finished this script, by the way. The script ain't done, and how many? It's currently 6 pages. The original was like 14 question mark? Because I kept trying to like, I was cliff noting this shit. I was putting everything because I felt like it was important, even though it's not important. Not every single little bit is important. Anyway, this episode is Fireheart Medcat AU. And as you can tell why this took so long is because you took the main character and put him in a very different role. And now I have to try and piece this together. So, yeah. Let's get started, I guess, in this fresh hell that I created for myself. Oh, the art on screen is of Firepaw and Spotted Leaf at the Moonstone. It's kind of cute. I'm gonna end up calling it the Moonpool at some point, by accident, so just bear with me. Them visiting the Moonstone. Also, in this AU, Spotted Leaf and Fire have a sibling dynamic because I refuse to do any of the weird romance shit that was happening in canon. No. On with the video. So Firepaw joins ThunderClan, and he does not win his fight. We have Longtail. Because Fire doesn't like violence. Or, well, it's not that he doesn't like violence, he just doesn't like hurting others or seeing others in pain. Also, he's a kitty pet with little to no training, and Longtail is a newly made warrior that just got out of training. So yeah. So he joins. He doesn't win his fight. He is still allowed to stay. Because expecting him to win the fight would have been stupid as hell. He spends his, like, first week doing the same thing as in canon, except he's really shaken up and is like, I don't know about this all too much, because on his first day in the clan, he saw a dead cat, Redtail. That should have shaken him up more. So it shook him up a lot here. So he ends up like building a sibling dynamic with Spotted Leaf, and then he becomes a mud cat with her as his mentor. Fire meets Yellow like in canon, Yellowfang like in canon, except they don't fight because they recognize each other. No, they don't actually, because I don't know how the timeline lines up, so they don't meet at the Half Moon meeting. I think she was kicked out before he joined? Question mark? I don't know the timeline. So, they just don't fight because he has no reason to. She looks weak, and he's a med cat. He's gonna try and help her. Fire grows closer with Raven. Because, like, wow, this guy is really nervous. I need to make sure he's okay so he doesn't end up in the med den a lot. Raven doesn't leave the clan like in canon for 2 reasons. Firepaw stood up for him, like with like all the traitor allegations that were going around for Raven. Fire stood up for him, defended him from that. And like everyone seeing that like he has the med apprentice on his side, they were like, yeah, we should cut this shit out. Of course, Tiger and his little goon squad don't, because it's Tiger. But yeah. And my reason too is because I needed another cat to be in the clan. Because with Fire not as the as a med, there were some cats who still kind of needed to be like mentored under someone, but due to the timeline reasons there wasn't anyone to mentor them, or at least anyone I thought should mentor them, so Raven gets to stay. And sorry, no Barley and Raven, because Raven stays, so they don't get to build that relationship. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't want to separate them, but I had to. I'm sorry. Ravenpaw becomes a Raven Wing. Gray becomes a Gray Stripe, like in canon. Fire stays Firepaw, because he's a Med Apprentice. He still has things to learn. He can't just... They were like made warriors at like 9 moons old in canon. He can't become a Med Cat at 9 moons old. He's got things to learn. No, that's not what I meant to say. Since Spotted Leaf died, because book 1, she dies, Yellowfang becomes his mentor. Ravenwing and Firepaw talk to Bluestar about, Tigerclaw possibly being dangerous. They don't exactly say that he killed Redtail, because, Ravenwing's safety is kind of on the line with that one. She brushes them off, like how she does for Fire in canon. Gray and Raven are sent to go get WindClan. Fire is sent with them, because having a Medcat apprentice with them shows they are not going to hurt them. Like, why would they bring a Medcat apprentice with them if they were going to go to battle kind of thing? They don't cross through RiverClan territory on the way back, so Whiteclaw doesn't die. It was Whiteclaw, right? I'm going to assume it was Whiteclaw that died in canon. They don't die, and Gray Stripe doesn't accidentally murder that cat. Cinderpaw is apprenticed to Ravenwing, and Brackenpaw is apprenticed to Gray Stripe. Fire runs into Princess, they reconnect, all that stuff. Raven brings Gray to Fire soaking wet, because they just met Silverstream. Fire wasn't there for that. Longtail helps Ravenwing with training Bracken and Cinder, so Swiftpaw can have like 2 cats around his age to train with. Because like Sand and Dust at this time are older than Swift. Like, I think they're nearing warrior age. I think. Firepaw finds Gray Stripe speaking with Silverstream, and how their romance is going. And Fire pretty much just tells them to be careful and to stop meeting on clan territory because they're going to fuck something up if they keep doing it. So they start meeting at the Gathering Place instead, which is earlier than they did in canon. This interaction leaves Firepaw thinking long and hard about the code and how it affects others around him, also known as I'm going to make him question the code a lot in this AU, because the code is fucked. And I want him to question it, because I feel like him being a kitty fan, and like not being born into all of this, he should question it more than he did. Cinderpaw is still hit by a car, like in canon. She doesn't become a Medcat though, because I didn't want more than 2 at that moment in time. So she gets to stay a warrior. I love Cinderpaw as a Medcat, but she gets to be a warrior in this. See, I made a lot of choices just so things could make some sense, even if I love those things in canon. Bluestar nearly loses a life to Greencough. Nearly. But Fire manages to save her with, Catman. Yay! Medcat win. Woo! Gray Stripe, neglects his mentor duties with, Bracken. Fire yells at him about this and tells him to start doing his job or Firepaw is going to snitch. Gray Stripe starts doing his job, but their friendship is, not there anymore. Woo! Broken Tail gets taken prisoner. It's going to be, like, pretty detailed for, like, a bit until, like, I think Cloudpaw gets yoinked by 2 legs, and then it's going to be me bullshitting. Because I don't have that stuff written down. So be prepared for this, like, kind of organized thing to just go to shit soon. Yellowfang, tells Firepaw about Broken Tail being her son. This makes Fire, question the code again, because it keeps screwing over cats he cares about. The battle that happens with, ThunderClan helping WindClan against River and Shadow, And Silverstream and Firepaw get into their scuffle. Tigerclaw questions him about what. Oh, Fire, why didn't you fight her? Are you questioning your loyalty? And Firepaw shoots back with, "I'm a med cat. Try again later, bud." I made him really sassy in this for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. If any of the characterization is different, it is mostly because I haven't read the books in a while. So, like, yeah. Firepaw and Greystripe's friendship is fixed because Firepaw doesn't fight Silverstream. Woo, friendship. Fireheart earns his med name, which is Fireheart. I meant to say Firepaw at the beginning, but you know, like, was I gonna change it? It's an iconic name. He dreams of the moonstone. His about to leave, tells him that water can quench fire. No, he gets that prophecy. And before she can explain that, she fades away. And woo! An unknown cat appears, telling him that he somehow changed fate, and that he was meant for more than a simple med cat. When he awakes, he pushes that away because, like, he just wants one moment of peace, please. He wants one moment of peace, please. So yeah, I decided to just throw in a circling cat being a dick. Of just straight up telling him, hey, you're not meant for this life, stop it. And then Fireheart just going, you know what if I just take this information, throw it in a hole, cover it, and forget about it. Fireheart speaks with Mistyfoot and learns that Oakheart wasn't killed by Tigerclaw, so you know, just a lot of this like goes like in canon. Except for this next part, because forgot about that. Fire, Raven, and Gray help feed BloodClan when they have the flood thing, and you help with herbs because Fire's there. Silverstream tells Greystripe that she's expecting kids, and Greystripe decides to join BloodClan and doesn't come back with Raven and Fire. Why did I do this? I don't know, it just felt right. Anyway, Brackenpaw time is apprenticed to Dustpelt for the remainder of his apprenticeship. Fire pieces it together that Misty and Stone are Blue Star's kits. Cloudpaw is given to Sandstorm because at this time Sandstorm and Fireheart still aren't friends because that fight on the BloodClan border didn't happen. Oh yeah, the attack that Tigerclaw leads happens. Like, you know, on ThunderClan camp. Tigerclaw attacks Blue Star, taking a life. But remember, earlier, she was saved by Firepaw, so she didn't lose a life to Greencough like in canon. So she still has one life. Before Tigerclaw can take this last one, Ravenwing attacks him while Fireheart tends to Blue Star. Well, Tigerclaw is exiled, obviously. Fireheart witnesses Yellowfang kill Broken Tail. Blue Star doesn't appoint a deputy by Moon High. Or the next Moon High. Or the next. She doesn't appoint a deputy. Because the last one she had killed her. Not attempted to, actually succeeded. Fireheart and Sandstorm bond over Cloudtail. And Fireheart learns that Cloudtail doesn't seem to respect prey, isn't respecting his fellow apprentices, seems to be fatter than the other apprentices, and isn't really taking home prey that he catches. So, White Storm steps up as a pseudo-deputy, or temporary deputy or whatever, until Blue Star appoints one. Fire and Raven go with Blue Star to the Moonstone. They're stopped by BloodClan and aren't able to go. Cinderpaw is made a warrior named Cinderpelt. She also gives Fernpaw to Runningwood and Ashpaw to Brackenfur. I did this for like a reason. It's so that Fernpaw still has a mentor that gets taken away from her, and so Ashpaw isn't mentored by Dustpelt. For the sole reason of Dustpelt doesn't get feelings for Fernpaw while she's a princess. He does that when she's a warrior. In this. Because I refuse. And I felt it was weird that Dustpelt mentored her brother. So it was just a weird situation in canon, so I just changed it towards not that. The gathering goes like a cannon. Ravenwing, Sandstorm, Fire, find out that Cloudpaw has been like eating kitty pet food. Sandstorm lectures him all about the code. Fire tells him that it's dangerous. Fireheart helps Little Cloud and White Throat with their sickness. Cloudpaw gets taken by 2 legs. This is the part of AU that I'm really, like, happy about. I personally really like. Cloudpaw gets taken by 2 legs. Fireheart chases after him. It gets lost in the 2-leg city and meets a group of cats. A group of cats that look very sick and angry and hungry. He meets BloodClan. He meets Scourge. Scourge. He meets Scourge. And Fire and Scourge come to an agreement. Scourge will keep an eye out for Cloudpaw. BloodClan will keep an eye out for Cloudpaw if Fireheart is willing to help heal BloodClan and teach them how to use herbs that can be found along the border of the city. So yeah, because I don't like that in like I like the twist thing of like BloodClan like popping up like suddenly, but I don't like that it was Tigerclaw that got them. I don't know, I feel like it would have been more impactful for Fireheart to have gotten them, so that's what we're doing here. And this is where like where I stopped writing. So I'm about to just kind of sum up the rest of this instead of just going to intense detail. Fireheart and BloodClan find Cloudpaw and Cloudpaw gets taken back. Blue Star finally appoints a deputy and it's Ravenwing. The dog situation happens. Blue Star dies. Raven is made Raven Star. Raven picks Longtail. Yes. Raven picks Longtail to be his deputy. I didn't think about that before, so I was like, oh god, who? And then I remember earlier I had it where Longtail helped Raven with training Cinder and Bracken. So I've decided that yes. Friendship. Yes. Yeah, like when Running Wind dies to, like, earlier, that is when Fernpaw is... Whenever Running Wind dies and Swiftpaw dies, Fernpaw is given to Longtail. So things keep going like in canon. Fireheart, even though he's already got Cloudpaw back, he's like befriending BloodClan. So he's got like I want to say they're like friends, they're like allies right now. And then Tigerclan happens. Woo! Ew. Anyway. They managed to get the prisoners. I don't know exactly how because I made it to where Raven stays and Raven was like the reason they managed to get them. So, you know, like, Stowen still dies, they get the prisoners. Misty, Gray, Silver, Silver and Gray's kits, they don't go back to River after everything. They stay in Thunder. Because I don't know, it's just like them going back. I have a characterization of Leopard Star in my head that I don't think is canon anymore. I haven't read her book, but I've seen people talk about how, like, she isn't, like, how I think she is in my head. I'm going with what I think she is in my head. And that is she's not a good person. And I love that for her. So I'm going with that. So, like, when Misty's, like, offered the deputy position, you know, in, like, a ground to, like, quote-unquote apologize. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, no, I got your brother killed. Oh, God. Misty doesn't take it, joins, Thunder. And they have those cats now. They keep going. Or, like, the plot... Sorry, I nearly completely skipped over the entire battle of Tiger versus Lion Clan. Tiger Clan versus Lion Clan. In which Scourge still kills Tiger. star. But, BloodClan is like online clan side. And yeah. Because I personally think it'd be more impactful for the kitty pet to get outsiders' help. I don't know, it just feels more impactful to me, so. BloodClan kind of splits into the cats that go back to the city because they prefer the city, and the cats who stay in the territories, and kind of spread out into clans they wish to join. So they like spread out. Scourge stays in the territories and joins ThunderClan. Why? Because I want him to, that's why. A lot of this AU, a lot of the AUs I'm gonna make is because I wanted it to happen. Like, a lot of my reasoning for things happening is because I wanted it to happen. So yeah. So that's pretty much the first arc. And for everything after, I haven't quite figured out. So a lot of what I'm about to say is a lot of just kind of ideas I've been having in my head that I haven't like really thought of. Squirrel and Leaf are not Fire's kits. They're kitty pets that join. Because I think you can still do the kin of my kin prophecy with Lion, Holly, and all of them. Is if you do it not by blood. Also, having Squirrel and Leaf not be related to them helps with a lot of the incest issues in Thunder. Because the incest issues come from Cloud and Fire just being in the same place and having children. So yeah. So Squirrel and Leaf would probably be kitty pets. I just realized I didn't talk about Bramblepaw or Tinypaw. Bramblepaw is given to Raven. And Tawny is, I think at the time, Cloud has become a warrior? No, he hasn't. Has he? Yes, he has. I'm an idiot. So, Sand can also take on an apprentice and she gets Tawny. So Tawny also doesn't leave. Because Sand is a good mentor. And everyone makes sure that Tawny and Bramble know that they don't think they're like their father. Because in my AU, people communicate or are nice sometimes. I just want friendships, damn it. I'm taking out a lot of the conflict, I know that. But there is conflict, I just haven't thought of it, kind of thing. I don't know, this video has really eluded me this entire time. But yeah. So pretty much after the first arc. Squirrel and Leaf, kitty fence. You can also, another way to fix the incest issue was having a lot of the BloodClan cats join. Because now I can just have kind of cats like come from the BloodClan cats. Without having to worry about some stuff. So yeah. Is there anything else? I feel like the next like arc would be a lot of like dealing with everything. Oh, I completely forgot this one thing I wanted to talk about, the possibility of Lion Clan not disbanding. Because the battle was Tigerclan versus Lion Clan, and Tigerclan would have been Shadow and River, and Lion would have been Thunder and Wind. I don't think Lion Clan would have disbanded. And I don't think Tigerclan would have disbanded. They would have just renamed themselves to Leopard Clan, and they wouldn't be, you know, evil. They'd just still be a little bit of dicks, kind of thing. So the next arc would be working through this new dynamic that the clans have. And working, like, through what other changes are going to be made to the way the clans live. So yeah, like the next arc is like dealing with that and also moving to the Lake territories. What else? I think that's it. I'm going to say so. If I remember anything, I might pop it in the comments. Or like on the text. On the screen now in text, I will put down the thingamajiggle. But yeah, I think that's it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm sorry if you can hear the car that just started outside of my window. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, I hope you all have a nice day, and I hope you come back for the next video. If and when I made it. Oh right, I wanted to make a little announcement. I will not be posting twice a week. That was way too much for me. especially when I make a lot of speed paints, I will die. So, yeah, that's about it. So it's gonna be either once a week or every few weeks once. I don't know, it just depends on my mind. Because, like, if y'all saw my community post, I might be trying to figure out how to make a video game. Anyway, bye!